Introduction of Savan Industrial Park. Forward. Globalization is inevitable for company development. One of the many ways to increase the profit of investment companies is to increase productivity. As China is quite selective and has lost certain interest in both smaller-scale investors and high-energy consumption industries, Laos, with a relatively lower investment cost, has lately arose and become one of the best choices for global entrepreneurs. Geographical location and its investment environments. Laos is a Buddhist country of simple and plain folkways, with a population of 6 million and a total land area of approximately 240,000 square miles. The average GDP is merely $570. International economic analysts call Laos an emerging country to describe its current development. Having been closed for half a century, the resultation on the management regulations and incentive policies regarding the Savan Sino Special Economic Zone had been approved by the Deputy Prime Minister in the year 2003. Investors can find new development opportunities here. To develop the world economy, the UN and countries of ASEAN plan to establish an east-west highway 1,450 kilometers long from Da Nang in Vietnam to Savan Park in Laos, pushing through Thailand, going up north to Moulmein in Myanmar. This will change the global trade route and cut 10 days and 3,000 nautical miles off transport time and distance from Asia to Europe and the U.S., which means an enormous amount of time and money will be saved by enterprises. With advantages of economic development in South Asia, Laos's economy is booming. Investors who take advantage of the UN's development project will have a golden investment and development opportunity. Developer. Under the Deputy Prime Minister of Administration, Somsavat Longsavat, Laos government and Pacific Development Company Limited from Malaysia jointly established Savan Pacific Development Company Limited. On February 24, 2008, in Savan Park, Managing Director Li Wei Kok, Director Chen Juzheng, and Wang Shouji, on behalf of the company, signed a formal bilateral contract with the Governor of Savan Sino Special Economic Zone Authority, Mr. Bongham, and Representative Savan Park Government, Mr. Sitho. They will develop the first brand new commerce and industry center, Savanaket Economic Region Industry Park, to promote new economic operation procedures in order to attract foreign investments in Laos. The main mission of Savan Pacific Development Company Limited is to put organization, planning, and execution of the region into practice to build up infrastructure. It also serves as the bridge between investors and the government by taking charge of the review and management of all investment applications. The approval of Foreign Investment Commission of Laos saves unnecessary intangible costs and provides more investment protection for enterprises because they don't have to handle their own direct investment in the region. Profile of the park. The park is located on Route Number 9, Savanaket, in central region of Laos. The development area is 260 hectares. It is 3 kilometers from the airport and 2 kilometers from the Second Friendship Bridge in Thailand. The geographical location is appropriate in the transportation link in the East-West in South Asia. It connects the East-West Highway and convenient traffic and will be the focus of world economic development in the coming 20 years. Currently, the basis infrastructures have been completed. Transformers of 115 kilovolts and 22 kilovolts are also available in the park to ensure stable power supply. There are light industry, large factory zone, small factory zone, commercial zone, and general zone in the park. You can have convenient facilities such as hospitals, stores, banks, hotels, restaurants, houses, schools, playgrounds, and shopping centers, etc. in the commercial zone. In the general zone, there will be warehouses, government sectors, the customs and transportation units to serve all enterprises in the park. Trades for the park. The preferential terms by the park are the new opportunities for enterprises. There are currently 42 countries offering most favored nation privilege to Laos. Laos is not suffering any anti-dumping or quota issues. These terms will last for no less than 30 years. The park is good for shoe and garment manufacture to be exported to Europe and the U.S. Processing of farm produce, forest timber, manufacture, travel, human resources development, infrastructure, and material manufacture processing industries will win most favored nation privilege. Tax preferential terms. You can enjoy service by CISA personnel here, where there are also minister-level representatives for expedited handling, inspection, and approval of investments to help you obtain investment licenses, business licenses, and tax registration. Besides protection of regulations, the park also has legal protection and full protection international treaties to ensure the rights of investors. The land use is up to 75 years with 30 years as a term. With consent of the Region Commission, you can extend the use. No business tax will be levied on use, manufacture, processing, or sale of imported goods for the need of business. No consumer tax will be levied on transactions inside the park. One can also enjoy tax deduction of special preference. Building materials, equipment, or relevant materials and supplies of each industry can apply for special tariff prudential terms in the park. The tax exemption in the park is from no less to up to 10 years after the profit year. Loss accumulation is as long as 5 years. Income, profit, and people tax will only be levied when an enterprise becomes profitable. All the tariff preferential terms mean very good investment environment for investors. Completing all tax and other procedures, investors can have free inflow and outflow of funds in the banks of the park or other banks in Laos in totally free use of money. The Laos government grants 1-year multiple entry visa to foreign investors or passports to those investing more than $10 million based on the condition. Grab the opportunities now. Based on the experience of China, Laos attracts foreign investments, particularly the contribution and influence of Taiwanese merchants on the economic reform in China. When building the region, Laos paid special attention to how to attract Taiwanese merchants. This is why Pacifica Development Company Limited from Malaysia was selected to work with the region for management and development. With our assistance and assurance of the Laos government, as well as advantages of cheap lands and labor, and backup of East-West Economic Development Region of South Asia by the UN, this is the time for you to grab the opportunities.